Hello and welcome back to Loren, the Amazon Princess. We've just done Amakuki's personal quest, so let's talk to everybody else. Alphysmo was busy with alchemy in his tent. Elnor had seen him mixing potions the entire time he had been travelling with them, but he never offered one to anybody. Eleanor watched the old wizard silently as he poured a green liquid into a blue liquid, and then he took the resulting turquoise concoction and poured it over a shriveled brown plant in a clay pot. Alphysmo stared at the dead plant so intently that he did not notice that Elnor had crept up behind him. After a moment, the brown plant started to change colours. It lifted off its soil and raised to the sky. It turned green with life. He revived it. Alphysmo jumped with a start and glared at Elnor. "You are intruding in a space I've clearly stated was off limits. I'm sorry, but what you are doing is fascinating. Is that a potion to help us recover in battle?" "No, fool. It recovers the souls from the depths of the underrealm. That would... Had Alphysmo found a cure for death?" "You will speak to no one of what you saw." "How can I not? You've created a potion of invincibility." "Not invincibility. You were never to know about this potion. I do not have to explain everything to you. You must promise to tell no one." "I'm sorry, but my first responsibility is that to the princess and my queen. They need to know about this." Alphysmo grumbled some more. "You are an unfair creature. If I must buy your silence, then I offer you to help me a chance to help me work on the potion in question. Why would that change my mind?" "I'm giving you the chance to work alongside the arch-wizard and a renowned alchemist. Apprentices compete for the honour on a regular basis." "No, thank you." "And I shall give you your own brew. There, is that what your types crave?" Elnor paused, as she was unfortunately tempted by the offer of a secret potion that could restore life. She gave the potion to Loren, the person who really needed invincibility. "But only if you keep your silence and you assist me." "Very well. You must promise to keep your end of the deal." Alphysmo eyed her instead of reassuring her. "Prepare yourself for a dawn's travel." So now at his personal quest. Amakuki says nothing. Okay. "How long have you been atop Mount Cronus?" "For as long as I've been a disciple, which is a long time." "You made it seem like you'd only been there a short time." "No. Temple is built in those mountains. That's where I've been. If not where you found me." "Why was your temple built there?" "Mount Cronus is home to many tombs, which you probably noticed from all the lovely undead residents. But it's also the closest we can come to the goddess Hero." "But she's a god. You're telling me she's buried there?" "No, but her husband is." "Husband?" "Yes, the first master of truth." "How is that possible?" "It's not really. Not for anybody but him." "Why, how do you know?" "Miracles, signs and visions. It is well documented and hard to deny. They are secrets kept close to the disciples, so I wouldn't expect you to believe them blindly." "That's fair enough. I'm not going to talk to him since I've got his personal quest already, got her quest. Chambara. I'm not in the mood. That's just she's not chatting. "Why do the Amazons have slaves? If they are so capable, why need anyone else to do work?" Loren glared at Elnor for insulting a flaw in her culture. "Amazons are capable women, but they cannot be everywhere at once. If we were infinite in number, only Amazons would inherit this world. But as it stands, only half our children are so made." "Mistress, I think you are being too harsh on mankind." "Excuse me? You could have easily been born a man. How would you feel tossed into the slave pen just because of that?" Loren went rigid, as if she was too mad to move. "Majesty, I couldn't help but notice." "Continue." "When I was serving back at the Citadel, I was given the honour of seeing you fight in an unarmed battle. It was one of the greatest fights I have ever seen. And yet when I see you battle now—" "Say it." "You're not fighting as fiercely as you did back then." Karen drew in a long breath. "I believe you're right." "That's all you have to say about it. I know you're stronger than this. We're counting on you. You think I am not doing the best I can, that my age has rendered my spear arm useless. Which insult is it?" "You think I'm not doing the best—" "I'm not apologizing. I meant what I said. I'm sorry that I've offended you, but I know you are better than this." Karen's eyes flared wide, staring down Eleanor. "You speak your mind too boldly." Eleanor slunk back, afraid of invoking her queen's vengeance. "You are small, but you have the voice of an Amazon." Eleanor blinked. Karen's anger slowly dissipated. "I see why my daughter favours you." Karen's eyes roved Eleanor before she turned silently away, signalling that conversation was over. "Huh. Nothing new with him. Ah, because I've still got his quest, got her quest. Anything with you?" Nope, nothing for him. Alright, should I do another one of these quests, do we think? I think I will do. And I think I fancy... Let's do Draco's quest. Don't know why, but I'm in the mood for it. Yep. And... where's he at? There he is. Eleanor found Draco in camp to remind him that she was going to leave for Horus soon. Instead, she found Draco's twin sister? How do I look? Am I a pretty piece of work or what? No, it was only Draco with 2 apples in his top and a flower in his hair. What are you doing? It's my disguise! An apple slipped down out of his robes, leaving him with only 1. No. Well, what else can I do? You already said no to the mustache. I've said no to coming I've said no to you coming with me, period. But I want to. You asked me to do this because you couldn't. What's the point if you come too? You need me to go, don't you? Yes, that's why I'm going with a disguise. Eleanor plucked the flower out of Draco's hair, and the mage pouted harder. I'm leaving now. Eleanor turned and left the sulking mage at the camp. He's gonna follow. She crossed the plains to reach Horus, an imperial city of magic. The Magic Academy was the centerpiece of the city, and the seat of power for its leaders. As Eleanor walked through the streets, she saw how much the city had come to depend on magic. Everyday objects were animated, signs were glittering, and potion shops were on every corner. Eleanor pushed through the city, and into the grand halls of the Magic Academy. Wizards of all ages were walking with haste to destinations. After a moment of awe, Eleanor approached an ebony desk to get orientated. Excuse me, I'm here on behalf of a mage that used to attend here. I need to collect his belongings. Their name? Draco Firestarter. Wizards stopped what they were doing and stared at Eleanor like she was from another world. And you are? His cousin? The receptionist looked at Eleanor up and down. You're an... Eleanor could tell that she was hung up on her being an elf. That won't be a problem, will it? Just a second, please. Eleanor was abandoned at the desk as the wizard rushed off down the hall to get someone. Excuse me, but did you say the Draco Firestarter? Eleanor turned round and almost had a heart attack. Draco! Pish posh, I'm his uncle. I said don't come, and that disguise is awful. You'll be spotted. Long beards are the style now. You're going to look weird without one, actually. What is that? Is that animal hair? Yes, it's sort of scratchy. Mom? Eleanor was startled again. She turned around to see a grumpy dwarf wizard looking disapprovingly at her. I am Master Howell, the head professor. You said you were Deary's cousin. Deary? And who is that? His uncle. I mean, my father. My father. Draco averted his eyes and looked around the room as Master Howell inspected him. We weren't aware he had family. Or at least family that was willing to admit it. Well, here we are. I see. Follow me. Howell guided him through the halls. Open doors revealed young magicians practicing alchemy and chanting spells. I don't know what he would want without Mage's possessions. He only had his academy-issued robes and some toys. Illegal toys, mind you. We do not permit that kind of frivolity. Not even for kids. But, I also heard he had a pendant with him. No, I would have known of it. Unauthorized jewellery is also forbidden. Master Howell abruptly turned into a storage room. You'll find a box with his name somewhere here. Thank you. But Howell was out of the room, and the door was slammed shut before she could finish. Eleanor was taken aback by how the callous professor had been. What's the matter with him? Typical him. I hated him so much, which was okay, because he hated me too. Eleanor looks over the names on the boxes, and spots a familiar name. Chambara? Was this the same Dark Witch shapeshifter? Alright, here I am. Draco opened his box and flipped through his things, else Howell had said only his robes and some toys were inside. Anything? It's not here. Do you think it was stolen? Yeah, maybe. Maybe by water-faced Master Howell. I meant by student. Do you really think he would take it? Draco went to open the door, but he couldn't. Uh-oh, it's not opening. What's wrong? Maybe it's stuck. No, it's locked. See? I told you he was evil. Draco ripped his fake beard off. He knew it was me and he locked me in here. That's ridiculous. Why would he want you to lock you in a room even if he knew it was you? I told you, he hated me. What did you do to him? Why do you have to ask that like I deserved it? He hated me because I was me, that's all. A sudden explosion rocked the entire academy. Eleanor and Draco froze. They could hear mass panic on the other side of the door. What was that? What's wrong? I don't know, but I know we have to get out of here. Draco shot a burst of flame at the door, and it turned to ash. They could now see young children fleeing down the hall. They stepped out and saw what they were running from. Oh, demons. Fun times. Ice spell.
I don't like you.
Oh no. Strike. Strike. Lizard.
I hope this is slightly uncomfortable.
And this is why it's good to give him variety. Okay. What are demons doing here? So, these accidents didn't stop happening after I left. Figured. You call this an accident? Screams for help kept them from conversing. They rushed to the aid of some mage children. Oh, I hate those things. Right. They're very weak to wind attacks.
Try this on for size.
Takes him out. Minor life spell on himself. Unfortunately, he's not really weak to anything. Let's just hit him with
this is slightly
ice spell. Melee attack.
I don't like you.
Healing spell on self. And he's gone defensive. Okay. I can deal with that. Strike. Damn it, it can heal itself as well.
Try this
Lizard.
on for size. Great.
Fatal
Let's
hit.
eat.
Good. Yay, I won. And level her up. Give us more points of will, given how much I see we're using our life spells at the moment. Right. Potentially useful. I think it's probably worth investing in toughness. Yeah. Always good to have some extra health points. Thank you, Draco? Hello. The teacher gathered the children silently and ushered them away with a sideways look. No one seems happy that you are here. I don't care, I'm happy I got to leave. More screams. Where are the demons coming from? We need to stop them. A team of black-robed wizards rushed through the hall with great purpose. Who are they? They're the people that get called when stuff like this happens. And it happens a lot. Really? Magic can be really dangerous if done wrong. But they had us doing 10th tier magic while we were still wetting our beds. Master Wartface said these accidents were motivations to study hard and do stuff perfectly all the time. It's not enough that the kid who messed up might get killed, but they have to expel him too. Is that what happened to you? You made a mistake like this. It doesn't matter because they were looking for a reason to kick me out anyway. They only kept me that long because... Well, see the type of chaos that Deary and in this place are not unfamiliar to me in the least. It's Draco! Watch your tongue when you speak to your elders. Yes, sir. Wait, I don't go here anymore. I don't have to listen to you. My pendant was in that box, by the way. Did you take it? Master Howell contorted his face in anger. How dare you accuse me of something so petty? Master! A group of teenage mages were fighting off demons, and losing. A horrible beast led the demons with frightening cunning. It used the power of telekinesis to separate the wizards from their staffs. The mages were left defenseless without their training staves. I have him! The wizard dwarf charged forwards and unleashed a mighty slew of spells, but the telekinetic demon was still standing. Master Howell's staff was also flung away. The children whimpered in fear. The professors formed a human shield around them. Come and get me! Draco ran forward and distracted the demons. They took the bait, so Elnor haphazardly did the same, even though she was unsure if they could handle so many demons by themselves. The telekinetic demon was confused with Draco for a moment, which allowed them their first advantage. Okay, you are resistant to everything I can throw at you. So let's just hit with an ice spell, because I like those at the moment. Base damage, give them a chance to restore a little bit of stamina.
Try this on for size.
gets 2 moves before he can attack again, so... Let's use Life Spell on herself. Give it your best shot, Ugly. Okay, that was a pretty good shot. But not good enough. Haha! Yes, I see why these quests are described as quite difficult, because most of them you seem to need to do with just 2 party members. The battle was fierce, but all the demons were slain. The students started whispering to each other about Draco and how amazing he was. He saved us! Master Hal huffed and rolled his eyes, but Draco allowed himself a moment to feel appreciated for once. You're welcome, you're welcome. He made fire from his hands. How does he do that? This man, one of our few blessed with superior magical talent. He does not need a staff or scepter to bend magic to his will. The children's jaws dropped in unison. I had no idea. Is that true? If they say so, I've always been this way. It looks like we should be showing you our gratitude instead of our scorn. Looks like. Don't get cocky, young man. That was all the Master Wizard said before leaving to take care of the mess that had been made. Perhaps we should leave. Without my lucky charm? Now is not the best time. Alright. Draco dragged his feet as they made their way to the exit. Just before they reached it, something shiny dropped from the ceiling. They stared at it a moment, and then Draco rushed to pick it up. No way! Don't tell me that. Draco put it around his neck with a wide grin. It is! I don't believe it. But how? Luck! No, really. They both looked up and saw nothing but a hanging banner. Oh. That's right. What? It got thrown up there by some friends. Friends, huh? And I forgot to get it. So Master Hal didn't steal it. Draco flushed and looked away. I think you owe someone an apology. I'm ready to go now. Received a lucky charm. Fabulous. Eleanor. Yes, mistress? A sword is missing from my collection. Were you cleaning them again? Fear shot through her. Did she misplace one of Loren's precious swords? It was impossible, as she swore to herself to take the absolute best care of them. Eleanor opened her mouth, but no explanation rolled out. Find it. Yes, ma'am. Eleanor started to sweat. She had no idea where the sword could be. She began to check everywhere in the campsite, even places that she had not been. Inquiries to the other party members revealed nothing. Eleanor did remember, however, that she gathered a stone by the lake, so she trekked to the waterside. She was too busy scanning the ground to realize that someone was there. Corinne was sitting on her knees near the shore. Eleanor almost addressed her, but she soon realized that there was a sword in Corinne's lap. She was the one who had taken the missing sword. Corinne was whispering words too soft to hear. She held up the sword delicately, like it was an ancient artifact. Eleanor was intrigued with whatever Amazonian ritual this must have been, because she had never witnessed it before. This is the suicide ritual, isn't it? I'm laying money on that right now. And by this right, I am prepared to join you. Corinne pointed the tip of her blade directly at her abdomen. Corinne was going to. Eleanor leapt forward without thinking. She lunged for the sword before Corinne could move another muscle. The elf's hand caught the blade, cutting her palm, but Corinne resisted. No! No! The queen heaved as if she was crying. Eleanor tumbled with her in the loose dirt to separate the mighty Amazon from the sword. It proved more than difficult. Corinne's mind was made up. Don't do this! Eleanor felt a heavy blow to her head, sending her flying backwards, but the weapon was still in her control. She shook off the dizziness and held the sword close. Corinne darted towards her, but Eleanor knew that an Amazon would gladly die in battle too. There was only one option. Eleanor launched the sword far into the lake. It landed, and it disappeared. Corinne looked like she would almost run after it, but instead she was shocked stiff. The shock wore off and she faced Eleanor in fury. How dare you! How dare you undermine your queen! I should have you killed for this treachery! Eleanor grovelled on the ground. The blood from the cut on her hand soiled the dirt. Forgive me, forgive me! Tears ran down her cheeks from her queen's wrath. Because deep down, Eleanor knew she would gladly trade her life for the woman that gave her a home when she was a little elf, lost in the wilderness. You do not step between an Amazon and her last rites. You disgrace me. The Great Mothers will never have me now. Do you realise this? Do you realise what you have robbed from me? Corinne's voice faltered. She would not be able to speak much longer. Now I am stuck here. I'm stuck. Eleanor shook her head, too numb to say anything, and too ashamed to even think about looking up. But she didn't need to do anything, because Corinne was done with her. She staggered away from the lake, leaving Eleanor by herself. The weight of what had just happened would not lift from her for many moments further. Corinne would have been dead by this time if she had not stopped her, and Loren had no idea. The pain inside of Karen was deeper than anyone realized, or maybe Eleanor could not begin to understand the customs of the Amazons. But she told herself it didn't matter. Even if that was a noble death, it was still a death, and she had no regrets about saving Karen's life. Eventually she sat up and tended to her wound. She decided to accept whatever punishment Karen would have for her, even if that meant her life. Eleanor took in a shuddering breath and walked back to the camp. She had to inform Loren that the sword was permanently lost, and face those consequences as well. Eleanor sulked in front of Loren, but she steeled herself. "Mistress, you've lost my sword." "Yes, ma'am." "You fool! I trusted my weapons with you. How can I even let you near the ember blade after this? Or me, since I cannot trust my life in your hands if you cannot keep a mere sword?" "Hush." Eleanor trembled from hearing the Queen's voice. This was it. This was judgment time. Karen stepped forward, and Loren was indeed silent. "She is blameless. Believe her now." Loren cocked her head in confusion, but could not question her mother. "You are dismissed." The pit in her stomach was not relieved as she turned and left. Karen spoke some words to Loren, but it was incredibly brief. Eleanor tucked herself by the fire, like an aimless fool waiting for death. Eventually Karen did walk over to her. Eleanor lowered her head as she got closer. "I cannot forgive you, but I know why you did what you did." The fire crackled beside them. "How is your hand?" Eleanor lifted her hand. Blood was already seeping through the cloth, but she could not muster the will to heal herself with her own magic. Karen cradled Eleanor's hand as she inspected it. "I meant only to hurt myself. That cut is my failing." Eleanor stood up abruptly, facing Karen boldly. "Why? Why were you going to kill yourself?" "I am a weakling. That was the only path left for me. It is gone now. A weakling I will remain. Whatever you think makes you a lesser Amazon is simply not so. I am the Queen. I must be the ideal Amazon. I am the one who defines it. Then you came to change that definition." Karen inhaled long and hard. "Do not tell Loren what you witnessed." She left Eleanor by the fire with nothing else, no punishment or harsh words. It felt surreal, but almost sublime. Karen was still alive, and so was she. All the Queen needed was her self-worth again, so that Eleanor could share in her glory. Right, so, I'm trying to think whose quest we've got his quest, we've done his quest. Do you have anything to say? Nope. Let's talk to him. "You had said that many monks in your temple were trying to repent from past sins." "Yes, makes for a very devoted devotee. When you know you've done wrong in your life, you will work hard, unquestionably, to do good. It serves the disciples well." "And what about you?" I mean, are you one of those that is trying to make up for things you did before you were a monk?" Salazar pressed his lips into a thin line, and then sighed. "You caught me. Yes, I am the poster boy for repenting monks. I'm not the only one, but it's true. I am ashamed of a great sin, and I sought Iroh to clear my mind of my burdens. She had given me the honourable title of Master of Truth, but I still do not feel my sin is washed away." "You still do not feel atoned?" "You speak truth. What did you do?" "I do not wish to say. Maybe later." Alright, so, got her quest. "I saw a box marked with your name in the Magic Academy. Did you attend there once?" "Unfortunately." "Really? Why did you never mention that?" "Because then I'd lose all of my mysterious mystery." "Why did you leave for the swamp if you lived in Horus before?" "Because I broke the rules and studied dark magic, of course. That's apparently really bad." "I see. You practice forbidden magic. Why are you not dead yet?" "Because I used to say forbidden magic to make sure I'm not." Once they realized their quiet little girl was more than just a troubled child in need of a hug, I was an evil abomination up for execution. Dark magic changed them more than it changed me, but I'm the evil one. "You were going to be executed?" "Just a little. I was a child, after all." Chambara laughed. "Not very clever either. Poison all locked up for my entire life. I hope no one got harmed during your escape." "I don't kill for fun. I just think death is wonderful, so no, I used teleportation to escape. Apparently that's pure evil. It let you escape. Evil is in the eye of the beholder. That's why I don't live in someone else's rules." "Eleanor, come here." "Yes, ma'am?" "It has come to my attention that I will be inheriting my mother's throne much sooner than I anticipated." "I believe you are ready, your highness." "Do not patronize me. If I claim the throne at this moment, I will be the youngest queen in our history. I find my mother so that she could continue her reign, not—" Loren sighed and rubbed her temples. what I meant to ask was your help in this matter. My mother has requested I perform the Trial of Queens as soon as possible. The Trial of Queens? What is that? You do not know? Good, I was unaware of it as well. It's reserved only for a princess who inherit their mother's thrones, rather than dethroning a queen in a duel. Amazon queens must earn the favour of their people through great feats, so a trial was invented to test our strength. There is a reliquary in the mountains under the citadel. I must fight my way through the caverns to prove my worthiness. How may I help you with this, if this is your trial? I am allowed a servant, and I choose you. I am honoured, your majesty. I don't know what else to expect in the underbelly of the citadel, so do not consider it an honour yet. We shall perform this task as soon as we can make route to the citadel. Excellent, got another personal quest. Love a personal quest. Eleanor, good. You are who I wanted to see. What can I do for you? As you know, my daughter will become queen within the season. I wanted to be a great queen, even greater than me. I failed my mother's heritage, but Loren can restore it. I want to bestow a warrior's gift upon her to help in her reign, as my mother did for me. What kind of gift do you mean? I do not know if you share our Amazonian religion, but we worship the Amazons that have come before us. They are our great mothers. If I could give Loren a relic of a great mother, she would be destined to join their ranks. I request your arm in battle in helping me retrieve one. Where would I find such a relic? I thought about this for some time. There are high tales of an Amazon warrior and her weapon. She ended in a bloody battle with the mighty Chizulu, dooming the land to join the ocean. Her weapon broke an entire land, and I will settle for no less for my Loren. I understand. When shall we look for it? Whenever we may slip away unnoticed to the ruins past the unforgiving swamps. Excellent. More personal quests. Still got hers. Done his. And he's got nothing new to say. Do you have anything to say yet? He still hasn't got anything to say. How many personal quests am I up to now? About half a dozen. Right, let's do a fairly convenient point to leave this video, I think, before I actually embark on another one of those quests, because again, getting near the end of my timer. So I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next part.